Alright, here we are, day number 4, not 3, day 4, sorry. Day 4 of the Showdown crew battle, and we're moving on to our B- class, almost to our almost to our B+ class. We have Hugi in red down on bottom right versus our beloved Snark on the top left hand side. So it is RE2. Hugi did roll the higher roll, so he will be getting the map, sorry, not the map pick, the, what do you call it? The game mode pick. So it's not obviously a Use Revenge player, and Hugi is an RE2 player, so Hugi is actually kind of a beast. He didn't come into Discord a while ago. He is known as AGRGG in chat, and he's known as Hugi in QM. Everyone knew who Hugi was, we just didn't know who he actually is on Discord. And then when he started showing up on Discord, everything started to make sense, and then he started playing in Blitz and he was super good there, and now he's here just absolutely wrecking shop. So he's gonna go up against Snark. Snark obviously can play both Allied and Soviet pretty well, but he's mainly a Yuri player. So I assume in RE2 he would go Soviet just to rely on the bad basics of the game, but Hugi of course quite certainly mastered the basics of the Soviet game, so he's definitely gonna be able to one-up Snark in this instance, obviously because it's his game pick, RE2. So we'll see how this goes. Snark already getting droned. But predictions are still up, boys. They are gonna be closing in the second game, I believe. Yes, second game, if I remember. So vote on who you want to lose, who you think will lose. Is Good Boy Knife? I don't know. I never knew what Knife's third chat name was. But he is. 5th minor for Snark, about to be 6. Hugi already on 6, no, 3 wars. Snark on 2, so Snark a little bit behind here. 7th war coming out now for Hugi. Now he goes on to, he's a good boy. He goes on to Rhinos. 5, 6, 7, yep, 7 for Snark as always to get an 8th up. So Snark goes for the 8th minor, Hugi goes for this is 7, I believe his 8th will come up pretty soon here. But Snark will have a 9th coming up pretty soon as well. But the 3 walls to 2 is the main difference that we're seeing here, and Hugi transitioning to Rhinos a lot earlier than Snark is. Now that in of itself, it's quite a... God, it's RE2, yes. It's quite a worrying thing to see here. Hugi pressuring up onto that miner, was already droned, so he might definitely go down here. 1 left, 1 health left, he needs to get the miner out of there. And he does save that miner, but another one is about to come into fruition here. The drone does help Snark in his defense, and it looks like Snark runs away with a miner here. But obviously he had to micro that miner away to the refinery. So the 2 miners that were about to go to the refinery was AFK for a little bit there, but lucky Snark there. I think Hugi could have just targeted that 1 miner when he checked that the health was on 1 health, on 1 tick. No same player goes ally on RE2, yep, except for you, fucking mad shagger. So Hugi goes with a split here down towards the top side. Snark sees it. He should have a sentry gun ready. He's priming that top war factory. We'd love to see that. Sending a couple rhinos to aid him as well. Just the 3 rhinos, so he doesn't need too much. And once he has 3, he will definitely go for the engagement. And he does. Should win that engagement with another rhino coming out fresh from the war factory. Down towards the middle though. Hugi is still pressuring on here. We got fodder in the back for Snark. But Hugi is so solid in targeting there. But to no avail once again. Hugi tries again with the split along the top. And he's gonna reinforce down towards the middle here. How does Snark manages this engagement along the top? Hugi kind of retreats for a little bit there. Snark missed a miner from the war factory. So around 4 walls now for Snark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miners for Snark. Hugi on the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miners. So Snark is still behind on 1 wall, but he does have the high number of miners. Hugi on the other hand, a bit less miners, but more walls. Just why you see that his eco is going under just slightly there. Snark as well. That's because he has the micro the miner that was by the dry patch yet. I don't like how he has way too many miners in that one patch as well. He needs to maybe send 1 or 2 forward and expand here. See the sentry gun. There comes the sentry gun and he engages. It's very good from Snark. And the fodder comes in as well. Hugi does not have that many fodder, but Snark does not have that many rhinos. He gets an elite, but surely will be overwhelmed by all the rhinos that's there. The elite goes down. Any fresh rhinos coming out of the war factory as well going down. Snark resulting to drones. Now the sentry gun comes out. Can Snark survive this? Hugi coming up with another elite. He splits his tanks very nicely. And he goes for the back miners or the MCV. Snark primes the backwards war factory to try and help here. Hugi goes for the miners around the back. It's a game over for Snark here. He's down on eco. And his eco is getting hit. The miners, it seems to be game over here. Very well played, very well defended from Snark, but Hugi is just relentless with the forward push. And there's the GG. Hugi not even pushing forward, just sitting there waiting for the GG. Very, very nice game. Snark down to 2 lives. I could do something probably a lot better. Like, where the fuck did that go there? Alright, yep, Hugi did roll. He rolled a 2 and Snark rolled a 1. Alright, so game number 2. Snark swapping to Allied. His map pick on Divide Freeze. Divide Freeze is quite a good map for Allied. And, ooh, look at this from Hugi. Interesting. Scout goes on top left. That means that his refining will most definitely be on top left here. Instead of top right. Unless he puts his sentry gun down. So he's gonna do the Marko thing. When I say the Marko thing, it means that rushing your opponent's oil or main base with Connies. So immediately unit lost. So Snark should be seeing this coming through. This small little Connie rush. Refinery does go down first onto top left as predicted, and he does go with a couple of dogs. So he does see this coming. I doubt this Connie rush will do any damage. Yep, there you go. Couple of dogs instantly counters it. So a bit of a waste there from Hugi, but that gives a huge indication to Snark that top left is where he's at. And of course Snark obviously scouted top right, so he'll know that nothing is on top right. So everything is done on top left. Hugi goes for the 0, wanting to inch forward here, but Snark replies with his own 0, but goes with an AFC as well. So that's gonna force Hugi to make a flag. Night Terrors as well. And Snark's gonna focus up down on top right, I think. 2 Grizzlies immediately going towards top right. The flag is there, the Harriers are as well. Harrier. But it's not really leaving much here. Bottom right. Scouting. Too sure. But Hugi's already in his base. And Eco not doing too good for Snark. Gets another refinery out. Top right surely is gonna hit the miners or the power at this stage. But he needs to defend from this pressure from Hugi. He needs a ton of pillboxes and be able to just hold up behind those pillboxes really well. Use those Harris to his advantage as well. There you go, top right. His miner's gonna get a hit here. And the paradrop coming in for defense as well. Hugi just retreating around the back. I like it. And the miner does go down top right. Now the oil is next. Is Hugi gonna commit to this, or is he gonna leave everything top right? Oh, he goes for a flat cannon instead. But Snark takes in the wrong engagement. Paradrop is running away. Are we gonna get hit? Deploy that paradrop. There you go. If this was Yuri, that paradrop would have been minced. That rhino would have been minced by now. But Snark successfully defends very nicely. Sorry for the shorty camera work. But top right, Hugi makes a drone to deal with it. The oil does survive the nick of time, and he rebuilds that refinery as well. So he manages to defend against Snark, but he lost quite a bit of rhinos here, and his eco is down in the drain. So will he be able to defend against Snark in this case? Good split from Snark there to get rid of the drones. Snark to eco as well in the gutter. should be getting the other patch of gems here. I like Snark's idea of trying to hit the miners while his eco is down. But because of the drones there, he can't really keep out that pressure. He wants to keep the grizzlies alive. Airdrop needs to get deployed instantly. Oh, nice. Miscontrol there from that drone. Area coming in to try and get that airdrop out of there. 3 rhinos does get rid of their refinery. Bottom right, Snark has expanded. But I think he kind of TT there, moving down to his bottom right. Another split coming out down to the top left. And Snark reclaiming his eco. Hugi's eco still down the drain because of that miner snipe. And now his miners are still gonna get hit even more here. Snark again, another 3-way split coming down to his Hugi's main base. And another miner getting hit there. Snark can definitely just waypoint these down on the top left and ignore those. There you go, he's gonna ignore everything and use the Rocketeers now. So top left completely gone for Hugi. That's a little bit of the gems. But most of the gold is gonna be missed out for him. Hugi finally regaining back his eco after rebuilding a couple miners down to his main base. Nice drone defense there, but Snark definitely in the lead for now. Nice, go work with the Rocketeers. Hugi now pushing down to his bottom right, try and take something out here. In terms of his eco, Snark seeing that immediately builds a more factory. But Hugi's leaving his main base wide open, and that's why Snark is gonna pounce. Hugi just anticipating that the Rocketeers will go towards his main base, but the Rocketeers go straight towards the rhinos. While Snark goes for yet another miner here, but he's gonna meet into a bunch of rhinos, which obviously the Rocketeers soften them up. So he's gonna be able to take out that rhino army immediately, and Hugi called GG. What a game from Snark there. Huge defense and a huge fucking counter player as well. He adapted to that really nicely, and now Hugi down 1 life, or 2 lives now, GG. This is Amigos, idiots. Idiots. Alright. So game number 3 here, both players down on 2 lives. Snark did roll the high number, so we are going to play Yuri here. And we're on to country swing. Looks like it's the bottom. This bottom. Interesting. So Hugi obviously gonna stay as Soviet. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this mouse sensitivity. Not quite used to it yet. But yeah, country swing on Allied. Interesting. Hugi's gonna try that Connie rush again. Not sure what good it will do for him. Question marks on this, you know, because if it does amount to anything, it'll take a lot of damage. But if it doesn't amount to anything, that's like 2.5 wasted maybe. That's like 15 Connies right there. Not 2.5, sorry, 1.5 wasted around there. They trust the most on top on R2 as allied, yeah. So let's see here. Snark realizing that there's a rush, he goes for the dogs, pillbox is out. This is Yuri, so it's gonna be a different game here. Hugi changes target, goes for the power instead, and the power will go down. But Hugi now going with a Rhino straight 0 from the get-go. Any pillboxes are completely going down with that dog there as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Snark calling GG, and he loses on Yuri's revenge. That's a big yikes right there. Snark losing yet another life. What a rush. What a rush. I believe if Snark scouted that a little bit more, I think that would probably help him a lot. But you know, you can't predict these things. GG. This spoon is way too fucking tall. Alright, Desert Island, here we go. We're still on Yuri because Snark did win the next roll after that. He rolled a 2, I believe, and Hugi rolled a 1. So let's see here. Allied, Yuri's Revenge, Paradrops are going to be so formidable here. Should not go frontier. I don't think so. I think the use of the Paradrops are a lot more viable compared to France, mainly because we've seen how aggressive Hugi has been. And this build from Hugi, rough. I don't like this build from Hugi. I don't like it. Primarily, your miners are gonna they're gonna drive over gold, which is gonna slow them down to go to and from the gems, and it's not really efficient to have your miners go so far back because they're gonna have to go around and then dump, go around and then dump. I think a better build for Hugi here would be just onto the side and then finally push up to this cliff. That way your war factory would be right here. But I think he is planning to reach the gem patch here pretty quickly, which probably means that he's not going to move down towards the middle. But anyways, back to my earlier point. I do think that Hugi is going to be really aggressive. We see that he's going 0 again. I think he's going a miner after this. But Snark is going to go for that seal. He perhaps with the anti-scout pretty heavily. So I think once Hugi realized that was an anti-scout, he immediately went for a 0 to try and counter it. But Hugi going 0 on Desert Island, what a mad lad. Let's see whether Snark can defend against this. He's broke because obviously he went 0. Which means that he won't be able to make anything to repair or to defend against this. Let's see where that seal goes. Barracks goes down, no more pillboxes out for Snark. Hugi, Snark goes around the back, the seal gets ignored. There's a last time for a sentry gun to be made, or he just baits that sentry gun out. The seal comes out, he gets the barracks down, but the miners take out the rest of the action there. What a waste. Snark had a clear opportunity there. He's making a hard to deal with the rhinos because he's so broke. Hugi dodges the Harris once again. This is trouble for Snark. Paradrop comes in. Hugi not really pushing in. 3 pillboxes there. So Snark regaining some eco, but his eco is slowly going down the drain. This is why the Harris might help him in a sense. Because Hugi doesn't want to push in forward because of the Harris. He doesn't want to make a flak either. I don't know why. But the seal didn't really pay off for Hugi. He hasn't rebuilt the barracks yet. Yeah, but Snark is really good with those Harris. I think Hugi just buying time for him to get some of those grizzlies in, but Snark's doing a really good job at picking off the rhinos. Double paradrop now, so that's gonna be some trouble for Hugi. Snark needs to deploy those. Yeah, exactly. Very nice from Snark. Double paradrops, 3 rhinos won't be enough to deal with this. Anyone that comes near this will definitely decide unless they have a group of rhinos. Yeah. Oh no, Hugi! No! Hugi! Finally decides to push in, maybe losing a bit more rhinos than he hoped for. One of them 1 health. And Hugi still hasn't rebuilt his barracks yet. There you go, finally he rebuilt it. Snark's eco has been in shambles almost the entirety of the game. He's on 4 miners, he's on 5 miners, sorry. On 1 wall. Control shift? Nope, no control shift. Defensive paradrop, but yeah, Snark doing a good job. Considering how he got out to a pretty rough start, he defended well with the pillboxes and the Harriers. And he's slowly rebuilding back up, but Hugi is not gonna let off on his aggression anytime soon. Now that he's on that second gem patch, he'll get another boost of eco and still keep pushing. And with the flag there now, the Harriers are pretty much rendered useless. So Snark goes for a lab. Mirages are on the way. Hugi with a second wall. And this is gonna be a little bit more interesting. Snark is gonna look to defend. and hide behind those pillboxes whenever he can. No, he doesn't control shift. I meant the flag. Hugi didn't control shift of his flag when the flag was moving. Ooh, pretty dodgy movement there by Hugi. Snark's gonna push forward. Snark knows how to use the mirages, and now he has a Chrono Legionnaire as well. A wonderful counter from Snark. Hugi just missed control the Trinos into the path of the mirages there. Good boy saying Hugi saying Hugi won already. Let's see how Hugi does on the defensive here. He has the Desos and the forward barracks as well, but his miners are getting hit. One miner down, second miner about to go down, and even more hairs going down. He's setting the miners in pretty relentlessly. Now that the Desos are there, Snark's gonna back off a little bit. Snark shouldn't back off too much. I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to push forward, or even make a move down towards the middle. But he's choosing to back off maybe a little bit too much here, I think. He doesn't need to go all the way back. I mean, keep your tanks here. And force Yugi to come forward with the Desos to push you out. Yeah, I do think Snark either needs to move his MCV here or down towards the middle. It's a very nice opportunity for him to move towards the middle. His eco's down. And those paradox could be used a lot better defensively as well. I do think Snark has a clear opportunity down to move towards the middle. He could just plop a paradrop on each of the gem patches slightly forward. That's gonna help him defend the patches a little bit better instead of wasting the two paradrops back here, unless he's gonna use those BFs. And there he goes, he's inching for a Chronosphere BF. The miners are going a little bit rogue, but he's choosing to build down towards that right channel here. Hugi goes for a Deso Bomb. Snark does not have any Harriers to do the Deso Bomb, but that GIBF would definitely deal with the Deso Bomb pretty easily. There's a Chrono Legionnaire in that BF as well. And Prism Towers are out. There comes the Deso Bomb, and a huge Deso Bomb onto that cliffside as well. That means that the Mirages were stuck. In that sense, but Hugi's Desoing his own tanks. Oh boy. Okay, Snark keeps going with those BFs, GIBFs that clearly inching for a Chronosphere. So once a Chrono has been deployed, they'll do maximum damage to those buildings. Prism Tower goes down. The Deso goes down. And looks like Snark will be able to defend once again. The Deso does not manage to deploy. Successful defense from Snark once again. But yes, Luke, definitely a weird game that was saying. Not really traditional, not what we used to. There were clear signs of what each player needed to do, but they're breaking out of the norm and they're trying their own stuff. Snark, clear opportunity to move towards the middle, but he chose to stay in his base and do the Chronosphere tactic. Hugi went for 0 on Desert Island, pushing forward and desoing his own tanks as well with Tesla Trooper. I like Hugi's idea here. He's trying to split it down towards the top and bottom, but the Chronosphere is almost ready. And Hugi preparing for that Chronosphere with the drones, I believe. There goes the Chrono, goes straight for the miners. I love it. And the miners go down immediately. That means the drones are pretty much useless in this case. There we go. Hugi moving his MCV to try and take the trade, I think. But does he really have enough for the trade? I mean, there's tons of mirages everywhere. I think this is game over for Hugi. I don't think he has enough. Oh, the drones do get in though. Miners coming back. Snark choosing to undeploy the BF that's been droned. Good idea. There we go. There's a GG from Hugi. Coming to his late game. If Snark has those BFs, you're in for trouble. So both players down to 1. Alive left. What a game. GG. Okay, we both players down to 1 life left. We're moving on to Dorado, which is a notorious Soviet map. I'm telling you, a fucking notorious Soviet map. So Snark choosing to go allied. I think it's gonna do the Tim thing. where he camps in his base, goes for a BF with the MCV. So one thing for sure, Snark's gonna have to defend against Hugi's really forward aggressive playstyle. But he'll need to sort out his late game when he plays, when he goes down to late game, but he's gonna be able to counter those BFs coming in, because on Desert Island he wasn't really able to counter the BFs because his eco was in the drain. Because he went 0 so early and didn't make up for it with his minus. Okay, flag first. And there's the AFC, nothing in that flag. Unless his drone is gonna come in, but I don't think he made a drone anywhere. Nope, no drone at all. Probably for the early Rocky Scouts. This map was made by Berg and it's a slow map. You should also know that Berg is an allied player, not a Soviet player. Yeah, I think Snark is definitely gonna camp here and get eco up, and then use the what do you call it? Use a BFs with his MCB to take a trade. If he does do that, one, he needs to get his Chronosphere up pretty early and get those BFs out. Two, he'll need to be able to defend against any aggression coming towards his way. It looks like Hugi is gonna go pretty conservative here. He's not gonna push forward with and go 0 as he did on Desert Island on Country Swing. There you go. There's the lab so close to the AFC and War Factory, which means that a Force Shield can definitely get them pretty quickly. I wonder if a Chronosphere is on the way. He needs to be aware of his eco though, Snark. He does have 6 minus. Should be okay. Can't wait to be first playing Yuri and maybe careful of this one. Yeah, there you go. That's the Operator Fire. So that's gonna help his eco. And now Snark is gonna pump out those Mirages and then eventually move on to those BFs in the Chronosphere. Nice fire drop. Nice, time to pick up a Rhinos. 4 walls now for Hugi. Not sure why this build is there. He had Rhinos, he could have killed this tree. So he could have built a little bit more efficiently. Is it worth going early preferring Yuri's? Depending on what you want to do, I think. Because Snark's on 6 minus, right? It's not enough to support what he's gonna do. So going the All Purifier would definitely be beneficial for him. He made an extra power as well before going All Purifier. And I guess if your opponent is gonna start a little bit slower like Hugi is, you're gonna have time to make the All Purifier and it's gonna probably be a lot more worthwhile. Hugi pulling back all the Rhinos for a single power drop. I love it. I love it. Exactly. The thing is, if it's an R2 power drop, I would have just sent 2 or 3 dogs to it if I catch it. Even if it's deployed already. If I see a Yuri power drop coming in, I'm like, I gotta send my miners and 4 dogs and a Deso just to be sure. Like, I fucking hate Yuri power drops. Playing against Yuri power drops is so annoying. Okay, Snark goes for a Weather Storm first instead of a Chronosphere. Okay. He gives a legend ref. Yeah. Snark is griefing. Yeah, he just might be griefing. Nice split from Hugi down towards the bottom. But I think Hugi is walking on thin ice here because he's given the allied players so much time, and without an IC, he'll find it pretty hard to come across or move across. Just stop moving, Snark. Put the Legionnaires there as well to help. Does Snark have enough Mirages? Why is it getting hit now? Stop moving those Mirages, Snark. It looks like Snark will defend successfully. Chrono Legionnaires for the win because Rhinos don't do that much damage to infantry. So Chrono Legionnaires are actually pretty helpful in this instance. But down they go. There you go. Hugi now goes for tech. And the lab is being targeted next. There's the force shield. Now the paradox comes in. Pretty hard to see where the mirages are when it's behind all this. Snark not repairing his lab as well. Pretty ballsy. And not moving the paradrops to help defend. Love your paradrops, Snark. Looks like those Chrono Legionnaires are doing pretty good work here. But the IC is on the way now for Hugi. So he's gonna have a counter to the late game allied for sure, but I think the amount of rhinos that he has here has been pretty detrimental for Snark, because Snark kept moving his mirages. The point of mirages is you need to stop them from moving so the rhinos won't automatically hit them or target them. But they're still waiting for that weather storm to push in. And now we have a bunch of Chrono Legionnaires there. Definitely gonna. The Chrono Legionnaires plus the Mirages is a recipe for disaster. The Legionnaires will stop or freeze your rhinos and you can't really move them out of the way, and the Prism Towers will delete them. It's just delaying his L. Might be. IC is out now for Hugi. Weather Storm is not available as well.
Lightning Storm created.
Lightning Storm definitely here. What's the force shield? Nope, no force shield at all. Takes out 4 of Hugi's wall factories. And Snark still on defensive mode. I don't know what Snark is doing. I no longer know what tactic he's going for anymore. He's moving his MCV very vulnerably. On this one right, Hugi sees it. Snark immediately panics and brings his Chrono Legionnaires back. Nice, a good move to Chrono Legionnaires. Helped him quite a bit there. Now the expansion out towards the bottom right, it's true and well defended. Hugi 9k in the bank, not rebuilding his war factories, questionably. That's a bomb now incoming for Hugi as well. There it is. The Chrono Legionnaires are slowly inching forward. Paratrap down towards the top, gets countered by a Deso. Another Chrono Legionnaires are here, instantly delete that battle lab. And any units coming forward here will slowly go down as well, unless he can get the Deso out of the way. Can he? Oh, doesn't get the Deso. But this Chrono Legionnaire work is really interesting from Snark. I haven't seen anyone use Chrono Legionnaires like Snark does. But lab is down. Hugi still hasn't rebuilt that war factory. He's on 14k. Bottom right is just a small expansion. That mine is going rogue. Finally, he's starting to rebuild his war factories. Yeah, it's still alive. Snark on 3 wars, still that lab out, is only building mirages, no BFs yet from him. IC is now ready. So if Snark can get the power out of the way, or even just delete this. Oh, there's the bombs right there, I don't think he needs it. There you go. Bottom right is still alive. But the sun is not going to be ready pretty soon as well. I think next target is probably going to be here. We won't take out that IC unless it's well placed. Hugi now spraying out towards bottom right. Finally pushing in.
Lightning Storm created.
What's the damage here? Yep. And bottom right now is getting hit. Tons of prison towers. Miners go. Miner does go down. Sorry. A little bit caught out on my words there. But Snark's eco doing horribly. Now that expansion is gone, it's gonna have a really hard time trying to defend against that. Also the high ground advantage for those prison towers, I like it. Again, we see those Chrono Legionnaires trying to do some work. IC finally getting popped. Snark just fortifying bottom right. Another patrol can come in, probably take out the barracks. So no Deso. MCB is the next target there, but the miners are gonna clean it up pretty nicely. Chrono Legionnaires are moved down towards the bottom right. But Snark needs eco pretty badly here. Miners are all over the place. Don't know why he hasn't chronoed them towards bottom right yet. But like, look at this micro with the Chrono Legionnaires. Who the fuck does this? Except for Snark. And he's doing it pretty well as well. He's doing it very well. I mean, Hugi's forced to retreat. I know, right? Okay, there you go. He's finally chronoing them over. Watch the Deso. Nice. Just caught it in time. Yep, Hugi is now running into a lot of eco problems because he hasn't expanded yet. And now Snark can slowly overwhelm him. And there you go, he calls GG. And Snark takes out Hugi. Oh boy. Losing to Allied on Dorado Descent. That is something that is pretty unheard of. Hugi down to 0 lives. Well played, Snark. What a game. We haven't seen that kind of gameplay in forever. The use of Allied there is fucking amazing. GG. G fucking G. Alright, and here we go, match number 2, as my OBS takes a while to update. Match number 2 for this, for tonight, yes. The time currently is 4:55 in the morning here on December 12th of December 12th. That means the 12/12 sale is going live today. And we got a raid from Mr. Ivor. What's up? Welcome. And so, thank you very much, Ivor. So we are on the Showdown crew battle. If you don't know what crew battle is, join up the Yuri Discord, !Yuri Discord, and you'll see what the crew battle is about. But basically, each player captained by Marko and Latof. They have a team of about 20 players, and each player has 3 or 4 lives depending on their class. And they basically play each other until they lose all of their lives. So 1 game lost equals to 1 life lost. If you eliminate someone, you win $10. If you eliminate someone of a higher class than you do get $20. So right now we got Lloyd and Snark going at it here. We're on Yuri's Revenge. This crew battle is both Yuri's Revenge and RA2. So Lloyd, an allied player. It seems like he's going the Yuri route this time. And oh, by the way, the lives carry forward. So Snark just played Hugi and lost 2 of his lives, but he eventually eliminated Hugi all in total. So he is down to 1 life. All Lloyd needs to do is win 1 game off of him to completely eliminate him and win those $10. But he has a huge task in hand here, which is facing the Yuri from Lloyd. Lloyd is a very decent Yuri. He's leveled up recently in his gameplay, and he is a beast of a player. But so is Snark. Snark does know the game pretty well. Obviously being a map and a modder and a general cunt. A cunt in general. So he knows the game, and he has competed in the AVY tournament that I hosted a while ago. So he knows his way around AVY. DasAS322, thank you very much for follow. Let's see how he does against Yuri in this case. So if you're unfamiliar with AVY matchups, the one thing you need to do here is 1, not let your miners get magged. Oh, and there you go, down on the tree. 1 is you need to pressure up with a seal early on. I don't remember the stats, but players that did a very early seal IV against the Yuri players generally bought them enough time to build up an army or to go up against the Yuri. They either do that or they force up against with the GI-IFVs. Now, the GI-IFVs for Snark here has been running around the field, but they've been quietly tucked into this corner down top left. So I wonder down the field if they're gonna be a really big help. Secondly, because AVY super weapons are disabled in AVY matches, So the Yuri player will need to forcefully make brutes from their barracks. And there you go, there's the 3 GI IVs finally coming to play here after being tucked in so neatly. So they're gonna try and cock block the gold. In the meantime, Snark making some mirages. So oh yikes. Oh, Lloyd. Absolutely wrecking there, getting an elite mag. And is this gonna be the end for Snark? I think it is. Big yikes. But yeah, the general weaponry of the ally player is the mirages, because mirages don't get instantly revealed unless there's an infantry near them, and brutes are the perfect infantry to do that. Nice, he takes out the lab with the GIVs. So the brutes are the perfect infantry to reveal the mirages whenever they're in close range, which is why the AVY matchups with Yuri are so overpowered for Yuri. And what a snipe there from Lloyd. Takes out that refinery with the miner. On the other hand, Snark is taking out some miners here with the paradox. But back to my point. Yeah, the allied player will need to use those mirages so that they can take out some of the masterminds and the mags pretty easily. And to counter that, the Yuri player needs to make some brutes. Obviously, they don't have the psychic dominator to get some brutes for free, so they're gonna have to opt for hard counter brutes. But in comes Lloyd now. So Lloyd trying to juggle his way around, but the mags go, the gats go down, and now the mags have free range. The Mirage is not at free range on the mags, and down goes Lloyd's army in one really quick fell swoop. And now the Tanya comes out for Snark. That's probably going to be sneaking around the entire map because Tanya can swim, obviously. But what a move that was from Lloyd. He probably needed to mix in a mastermind or two, or push in along with his disc there, but oof. But now that being said, the IV is there, and that's Yuri Prime right there. The IV obviously my control from Snark GI IVs, and the Yuri Prime now getting into the IV. So let's see whether Snark can deal with this. This could be a game changer here. Snark does not have any units. Oh, he does have the Mirages. There you go. Mirages instantly making a difference there, even for the observers. But yeah, Snark definitely aware of that Yuri Prime IV running around. It's veteran as well, so he could definitely go to elite. But Lloyd now making a mastermind. It looks like Snark actually surviving pretty well here. We thought it would have been over with that elite mag and all that shenanigans. But in comes a couple of this now. GGI IVs are great with dealing with this because IVs do miss their shots. I don't think GGI IVs miss their shots, especially when they're in an IV like that. Yeah, in this case, especially when they're kiting. Kiting as in when they're retreating from an opponent, and when you're retreating and you control shift, that's what you call kiting. So your opponents are still your units are still shooting while they're going around the back. IVs do tend to miss at that stage. GGI IVs do not. So that Tanya's still trying to go around the field. Tanya obviously immune to mind control. So Snark can definitely just take out these 3 miners right there. And Lloyd does see that Tanya incoming. And the Tanya dies just about. So in comes Lloyd with another armada here on that left side. Now it is a very unique comp here for him. Got Mag, got 1 Gat and a couple of discs and masterminds as well. This is the ideal unit comp for Yuri if you want to engage, and Snark immediately is letting a Yuri go around the field. But that's the Yuri Prime right there. The Yuri Prime goes for a GGI instead of the MCV, and the Tanya does get rid of it. It's a good counter there by Snark, a good defense. Snark, is he on a ticking clock here? He hasn't expanded, his miners keep getting hit. And I'm afraid it might be the end of the line for him pretty soon here. Mags with that range and that amount of units in that field, he doesn't really want to push into that really willy-nilly. And they're coming down towards the middle. Another miner getting sniped. Snark completely broke now. He needs some eco, so he needed to expand when he had Lloyd pushed away from that suicidal push. But he didn't, and he's in trouble. Did this take care of that tunnel in the middle, so even more wasted money for him. And more miners are getting hit. Oh, that's down to his last miner. And down the last miner goes, and now it's not completely broke. He'll need to sell a couple of buildings to ensure that he can rebuild a miner. He does have an ore purifier though. Oh, he does have one miner, sorry. So that one miner left. He'll need a miracle to somehow get this miner out. Bedrock coming in again down from the top right. He's gonna try and snipe another Yuri miner here, but Lloyd said I'm gonna send the Yuri miner to deal with that power drop. Non-scanner. Not being able to read. Yo, it's not my fault, man. You guys just don't know how to read. Like, even Marko realizes that. Who's gonna be eliminated? When in what world does eliminated mean win? You motherfuckers. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Snark. Wait, that means that. Wait, what? Marko said he couldn't read, so he voted wrongly. But if he voted wrongly, that means he voted for Snark to get eliminated. That means he wanted to vote for Lloyd to get eliminated. But he voted for Snark instead. That means Lloyd is gonna win. Oh yeah, it does make sense. Never mind. Here we go. And now Lloyd finally pushes in once he has enough discs. But the GGI IVs are making it difficult. There's an elite now, so he cannot deploy that. There you go. Elite IV gonna be, might be the game difference here, and losing yet another miner. Ooh, mind controlled Mirage. Oh boy. Oh no, not the elites! Oh, the elite got masterminded! No! No control shifts? Okay, it's not. No need for control shifts? Oh, he targeted that, he targeted the Mirage, the mastermind. Trying to get the elite back, but the elite is not gonna do you any good, Snark! Should've killed that elite! Oh, he lost the lab after signing that MCV. He does successfully manage to get a couple of units on top left, but the elite IV just gonna cause the end of it. No more War Factory, no more MCV. And that is the end right there for Snark. He's gonna hope for the elite IV to do some work. And it does. But what a waste there from Snark. Could have gotten the elite IV out of the way, but a very, very crucial mistake there. Because that Mirage was already so far, that mastermind was already so far along the way. I mean, why would you target it at that stage? So Snark on his last legs here. Only a couple buildings left. Not much AA in terms of units. Elite goes down immediately. One GGI and IV left. There you go. 2 GGIs left. That's surely GG now. There we go.
Player defeated.
And there's GG. Down he goes. Down Snark goes. Back to 0 lives.